Hey, I'm Bro. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Crew. So we're back for another Meet the Crew, and this time we have Matt. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a teacher, so that's my trade. I work in public schools as a coach, and I love to do all things Star Wars. The building stuff is something that I got into sort of because I wanted to get into the group, so I just started building, and I met you and a bunch of the guys, and that part I didn't realize would be fun, but it's a lot of fun, and so yeah, that's what I do for my relaxing, chilling out time is build either this or Star Wars Legos.
So we have, in New Jersey, there's a lot of, at this point, there's a lot of fan club members. There's a lot of people building armor, building props, helping others. The guys up north kind of banded together as tailor-made armor. And then down here, central New Jersey, which is a thing, is...
we'll debate it.
Guys just kind of, Brodustrial Light Magic. You're down southwest, so, you do come up to us all the time. We definitely consider you a crew member, but you definitely are in a spot where you're kind of on your own, so you're making a lot of stuff on your own. And I know that you have those people down there come and, you guys kind of work together a little bit and help each other out too.
Yeah, our sort of Brodustrial South that gets together every once in a while and tries to do some stuff together. There weren't a lot of people doing builds down there, and so I just started to figure it out. The first time I got a costume, I just started doing it. I did most of it myself before I even met you guys. So it's one of those things that if you're a little bit good at trying to figure stuff out, I was not a builder, you can figure out how to build stuff, and then you just get better at it. And then I've learned a lot from talking to you guys, and then just experimenting, trying different things, trying to figure out what works. Nowhere near you, but I think I'm on maybe my 8th costume of building, so it's just one of those things where it's just fun to be working on something and putting something together. I've enjoyed that more than I expected to.
We learn from each other. That's what the armories and the build groups have really become, is just a way to help someone who wants to learn how to make something. They want to make a costume or prop or join a club, but they don't know what to do. They need hands-on help. So we've always welcomed people here, Taylor up north, you down south. But we also learn a lot, because I have certain skill sets. I've learned things. You have certain skill sets. You've actually helped me with some of the 3D printing because I've gotten into the 3D printing and I've been teaching myself a lot. And there's guys, both north and central here that know a lot about it and help each other. But you definitely have been helping me with, because I hate filler, I hate sanding, the patience, the time, but you're really good at that. Your 3D prints, you wouldn't even know it's a 3D print. Some of the stuff that you bring over here, you've showed us how to use some of these new techniques.
Yeah, the community is gigantic. It's worldwide, so you just get online and you just talk to whoever you need to get some ideas, and then YouTube is a good place. Find prop builders. Don't necessarily need to be Star Wars people, but you just kind of figure out, okay, I need to do this, and be willing to jump into it. I'm going to start doing leatherworking. I've never done leatherworking before, but I watched a YouTube video and I'm like, I think I could do it, so I'll give it a try, and it'll, we'll see how that goes. But, you got to be willing to just kind of say, hey, let me see if I can do this, and you make a lot of mistakes. Good news is, I haven't hit any major mistake that I couldn't fix. Crack some things that I've had to fix the cracks and those type of things, but you learn all those techniques. But yeah, you just have to kind of you have to be excited about wanting to do it and persevere. It takes time. That some of my friends who have tried to get into it, they're still working on their stuff because they don't realize that you gotta take your time to put into it. I like coming up here more so for the camaraderie of hanging out with you guys, seeing you guys. I'd probably get more done in a day if I stayed all the way down south because of the time it takes me to get up here. But I like seeing the stuff you guys are working on. I like working with you guys, just hanging out and sort of seeing what's going on and all that. So it's a lot of fun to pop up here and see, what are the different things that you guys decided to build. And
Yeah, that's what we like. We're definitely, besides actually helping people make stuff, it's just become a really good, fun community. And like, new members sometimes are a little shy on like, they meet you on the forums and like, I want to join up. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who these people are. It's like, come over to one of these, meetups, have some fun and get to know us. And you realize, oh wow, these guys are pretty cool and it's a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah, and it's a different group. Like it's not, it's not. I don't say like in a weird way, but it's just a lot of different people, different personalities, different people that maybe we wouldn't have got together
Right.
to in any other way. But we love Star Wars. We love doing this stuff, and so we just kind of, so it's a good way to meet different type of people too, and just kind of share. And there's different levels of what everybody's sort of into. I mean, I thought I was like the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, and I'm.
Then come here. And
Yeah, you come and you're like, and you kind of appreciate that, and then you got people who just like get into the cosplay. I wouldn't consider myself a cosplayer,
Yeah.
even though I have the costumes, I do that stuff because it's more about what we do with the charity work and the
Right.
all the other things that we do. That's really more important to me than being a cosplayer or whatever.
Yeah. When I started, that cosplay wasn't a word; it was your costumers.
Right.
And and not that it's a bad word, but
No.
cosplay is kind of more associated now with people who are just kind of doing it, being the character. Maybe even making some money or just having it as like a source of content or income or whatever. Whereas we're just costumers. We're not. We're portraying actual. We're actually. You and I, we're TK, and we have numbers, and we have Legion IDs, and we're not like, we're not trying to be a Stormtrooper. We are like who we are, doing our stuff. But
Yeah, and one of the great things that Lucasfilm has really done is really embraced us as a group, and included us in different things. You'll see in The Mandalorian how they include different
Yep.
things from the various groups. They called upon us. I was lucky enough to be able to do a commercial for
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker, which is just an awesome experience. To be
So
able
tell
to do.
us. So I'll cut you off there and say, what are some of the really cool things that you've done since you've been part of the group?
So obviously, being in that commercial for Star Wars was just amazing, and they don't really tell you too much about what it is. They just kind of do. It's a casting call. You go through a modeling agency,
Yep.
which is
Yep.
which is funny. But so you get to go in there, and then when we got there, we found out it was a commercial. It was for Monday Night Football, so we were at Philadelphia Eagles Stadium, and I got to shoot that. So that was awesome. A lot of the charity stuff we do just is really good. Going to a hospital, something
Yep.
like that. Seeing kids and parents alike get like sort of beaming about taking pictures with us is one of those things that's just awesome. You bring something good into the world,
Yeah.
and it's just really awesome to sort of bring something that's pure goodness. It's just meant to be fun and bring joy to people, and so that's sort of anytime we are able to do that. There's lots of cons. We get to meet different people. Those are fun too, but it's really sort of that experience where you just get people are all excited to be there, but also some of the ones are just where we get to hang out and just talk and just be friends, hang out, talk about the different things that are going on. So it's just a great community to be a part of, and sort of just do different things, but all centered around something that I feel very passionate and I love. I tell that to my students. I say, listen, one way you can give back is find something you're passionate about and see if there's some way that passion that you have can give back. And we're so fortunate that we have Star Wars to use to sort of to give back to the community in all these different ways. It's almost surreal for somebody who was born in 1978, grew up with Star Wars as being everything, to sort of feel a part of that is special. It's special for us, and we still get excited when we see a costume that we haven't seen before. And somebody put it there, and you're just like, that's amazing, just as excited as everybody else does. So it's just awesome.
It is, and that's part, like, these groups are armories and stuff. It's a way to give back and just share what we learn and share the knowledge and our love for building and stuff with people. Speaking of costumes, let's talk about that. You've got some really unique and really badass costumes. So tell us what you have.
So the first one I did was a Stormtrooper, because that's the classic one to do, and I just felt like that got you into the zone. I remember being a kid and being like, man, just to be one of those Stormtroopers in the background, this would have been awesome. So I started with that one, and I did that one almost entirely on my own with a little bit of help from you. And then after that, I was like, well, I have the classic Stormtrooper. Now let's go with the X-Wing pilot. So I got the X-Wing pilot together. This way I had good guy, bad guy. And those were like the two like I felt were essential ones. And then after The Force Awakens came out, it was a special experience for me. And so I went with the First Order Stormtrooper, which was another fun build, a classic, you know, Stormtrooper, but a slightly different one to have. And that, I learned more techniques for that one because that one was a little bit more complicated. The build was a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a good next step for that one. Let's see. Then I did Obi-Wan Kenobi. Got an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Of course.
Right? My Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I have a hairpiece for. Had a lot of help on that one because I'm not much of a sewer, so I got a lot of help with that one. I have Endor Trooper that I have. My new favorite one is my Admiral Akbar. That was one where I was thinking about what would be another crowd pleaser where you went to an event and people got excited to see it. We have a ton of those on the bad guy side, or it's a Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, they love it. On the good guy side, it's like Chewbacca, and like, so I wanted Admiral Akbar. And
it's a huge hit all the time, the Akbar. I know it's hot, hard to wear.
It is. It's really hot in there. I can, you know, I hit almost 2 hours the last time I wore it, but that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot. You know, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's a little heavy on the head.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that, you know, you when you're done in it, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, it gets hot in there.
So what are you working on?
So now I've been, you know, I've always got a few things in the works, but the main thing I'm working on is a Death Watch from The Mandalorian, season 1. First time I'm working with 3D prints, so that's where I learned all those techniques with 3D prints. I wanted to look as good as my other costumes, so I wanted to learn ways to just make the 3D prints look like they weren't 3D prints. And again, there's a lot of people to learn all those techniques, so I've been doing that. I did get the soft parts sourced, but I'm going to work on the leather myself and see if I can build, you know, the holster and some of the pouches, and then get that all together. But I've been learning new techniques with this one, so again, it's another fun costume to be working on. And then, you know, there's always other things that are possibilities, but you know, still trying to get that one finished, so I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, and how does your family feel about this? Because we always say how like this whole community is very family orientated, and you know, we do a lot of you know, they're really involved in most of the stuff we do.
So my daughter's gotten a little bit older. She's a little less excited about it. When she was real little, she loved coming to everything and being a big part of it.
Same with my son.
Yeah. And now she's gotten older, she's a little less excited about it. My wife likes coming. She's not a costume person. Even Halloween, she doesn't get too excited about it. But she just likes, you know, what it does for me and brings for me. And, you know, we make sure that there's space in the house for me to work on my stuff. And she's fine with that. She supports all that stuff. And, you know, she'll be the one there to take some photographs for us if we need to.
Spotters are always helpful.
Yeah, I tried a couple times to say, hey, you know, get into one of these things, but no, but they love what I do, and they understand all about it, and they're very supportive and all that.
And that's what we need.
Yeah.
So, well, listen, thanks for sitting down and talking with us. We better check on these guys. I see some activity in the back. Oh, management snuck in as well.
Ooh.
So let's go see what they're up to, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right, man.